Marvel's A New Hope adaptation offers interesting insight into that movie's development. Writer Roy Thomas and illustrator Howard Chaykin adapted the movie to comics after viewing a rough cut of the movie, using the screenplay and photos provided to them. Some effect shots were still being worked on, and before the movie was finalized, entire scenes would end up on the cutting room floor. Here are 10 amazing facts about Marvel's Star Wars comics that came about due to this process. Number 10. Luke Skywalker watches the space battle over Tatooine. In Star Wars number 1, Luke Skywalker spots the space battle between the Imperial Star Destroyer and the Rebel blockade runner. He peers through his macro binoculars to catch a closer look and sees the ships exchanging fire. This scene was cut from the movie, although clips and stills are available to watch. Not shown in the comic, Luke is working on a moisture evaporator before he sees the battle, and he is accompanied by the Treadwell droid. Number 9. A different movie crawl is shown. The crawl at the beginning of the movie is different than the prologue shown in the comic. According to Roy Thomas, in the Star Wars letter page found in issue number 7, the prologue used in the comic is from an early version of the movie. This text never mentions the Death Star by name and implies the space station is not fully operational. Also missing is any mention of stolen plans for the Death Star and Princess Leia having those plans. Number 8. The spy in Mos Eisley is humanoid. The Empire was intent on retrieving the stolen data plans found inside R2-D2, so spies on Tatooine were on high alert in search of the droids. In Star Wars number 2, the spy that spots Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the two droids looks humanoid. This differs from the movie where Grindon, the name of the spy, wears goggles and has a long snout. Number 7. When the Millennium Falcon jumps to hyperspace, it looks psychedelic. In the movies, when a ship jumps into hyperspace, we see the stars in the background blur as they elongate and surround the cockpit. The visuals used for hyperspace in Star Wars number 2 is vastly different. There, when the Millennium Falcon makes the jump to hyperspace on its way to Alderaan, the effect is more psychedelic in nature. Number 6. The Dianoga follows our heroes out of the trash compactor. In the movie, the Dianoga creature attacks Luke Skywalker in the garbage compactor, pulling him into the muck. When the walls start compressing, the creature lets go of Luke, allowing him to escape. This is the last time we see the creature in the movie. In Star Wars number 4, after that scene takes place, our heroes emerge from the trash compactor, and the Dianoga is seen reaching out to grab one of our heroes. Han even says, "Doesn't that thing ever give up?" Number 5. Princess Leia's interrogator is not the ITO droid. Princess Leia is tortured by Darth Vader in her detention cell aboard the Death Star by an ITO interrogation droid. In Star Wars number 2, the droid looks completely different. Whichever droid did the interrogation, it isn't until Grand Moff Tarkin threatens to destroy her home planet of Alderaan until Leia offers up the lie about Tatooine being the location of the hidden rebel base. Number 4. Luke Skywalker is a member of Blue Squadron. In the movie, Luke Skywalker is designated Red 5 and is a member of the Red Squadron that attacks the Death Star, but in Star Wars number 6, his squadron is instead called Blue Squadron. The reason for the change is because the blue markings on the spaceships did not work with the blue screen used to add the background behind the spaceships. Changing the markings on the ships to red fixed the issue. To highlight the problem, in the movie, you can see R2-D2's blue color is actually black during portions of the final space battle. Number 3. Darth Vader is holding a drinking cup on the Death Star. In Star Wars number 1, a sequence of panels shows Darth Vader retrieving a cup and holding it while choking Admiral Motti in the Death Star briefing room. This same scene plays out in the Star Wars novelization, except it is General Tagg that is choked by Darth Vader. Regardless of who he is choking, exactly how would Darth Vader drink from the cup? It is an awkward moment which thankfully was left on the cutting room floor. Number 2. Luke visits Anchorhead and talks to his best friend Biggs Darklighter. Biggs Darklighter has a much larger presence in the comic than he does in the movies. In the movie, Biggs is mentioned when Luke is talking to his aunt and uncle about the Academy, and later Biggs is a member of Red Squadron during the Battle of the Death Star. When the 1996 Special Edition was released, some of the scenes where Luke meets his childhood friend in the Yavin 4 hangar are restored to the movie. In Star Wars #1, after seeing the space battle over Tatooine, Luke races to Anchorhead to tell his friends. There, at Tashi Station, he runs into Biggs Darklighter, his childhood friend. Later in the same issue, Luke and Biggs have a heart-to-heart where Biggs reveals he will be joining the rebellion. Number 1. Jabba confronts Han Solo about Greedo in Docking Bay 94. In Star Wars #2, a vastly different looking Jabba confronts Han Solo in Docking Bay 94. Jabba is upset that Han killed Greedo, but Han convinces Jabba not to kill him because he has a charter that will allow him to pay Jabba back for dumping a spice shipment. The Jabba shown in the comics is taken from a background alien called Mos Eisley. The actual look of Jabba the Hutt would not be finalized until Return of the Jedi. This didn't stop Marvel from featuring this different Jabba in 2 more stories during their original comic book run. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more content, and please leave a comment below.